If you like barbells as much as I do, you're going to enjoy this video. So a lot of members have been asking me to go through the bars here at the gym and just kind of describe what their purpose is, and a little bit about them and how to decipher which one to use for their training. So here we go. Here we have the gym's collection of barbells, and what a magnificent sight. So first up we have the Alico Power Bar. This is an extremely stiff bar. It's used in powerlifting competitions. It's an IPF approved bar. It's a 20 kilo bar, and we know that because it says so right here. This is a barbell that I would really like everyone in the gym to be respectful of. It's an extremely expensive barbell. It's not to be dropped from overhead or used for rack pulls. You would want to use this bar if you're looking for this stiff bar that you're not going to find the weights wobbling at each side, because when you start to get up in heavy weights, you don't want a whippy bar because it's going to cause stability issues. It's not fun, but sometimes you do want that. But anyway, we're going to stay with Alico. We've got an Alico XF training bar here. Now that's a 15 kilo bar, and we know that because it says right on the side. But if you look at that bar, it's a little bit shorter than the power bar. So another difference or a giveaway between a 20 and a 15, this is a thicker diameter to this. This is a great bar because it's got a very passive knurling. Knurling is the grip, the kind of textured part of the barbell, and that's going to be good. So let's say you're doing a hook grip, it's not going to chew up your thumb in here too much. You do not want to be doing that with this bar because it will absolutely destroy your hands. Again, please don't rack pull with this bar, not because it can't take a bit of a beating, but we don't want this part of the bar to get damaged on the knurling, because people will grab this end of the bar when they're snatching. You can drop this bar from above head. Now, another bar that you can drop from above head is this Rogue Olympic weightlifting bar. And again, this is a 20 kilo bar marked in at the side. Again, you can see that it's now longer. This also has a very passive knurling. And as you can see, that's not going to chew up your hands. And it's a lovely bar. It's got needle bearings, so the spin's really good on that bar. Staying with Rogue, we've got a Rogue Bella bar. You can see it's shorter. So yes, it is a 15 kilo barbell. And you can see that picture of a lovely doggy just in there. That's Bella, and that's a great barbell. Now, on to the Texas bars. This is a Texas squat bar. This is, as you can see, longer again. So it's now 25 kilo. This is, kind of from your geared powerlifting world where they were lifting extremely heavy weights, so they made a much thicker bar trying to get rid of the whip, and I think they also made it longer so that they could grip wider on the bar in the low bar stance, because I would imagine a lot of them didn't have great mobility in their shoulders because they were so jacked. But actually that bar has a better tensile strength than this bar. Great bar, it doesn't get used a lot here, but I say get it out, give it a go on your squats, it's lovely. Staying with Texas, we now have the Texas deadlift bar. Absolutely love this bar. This has got, it's narrower in diameter again, so it's got more whip. So when you pull the bar off the ground, it's going to bend before the weight leaves, okay? Now, if you look up at the very top again, referring back to the Alico Power Bar, that's not going to bend as you pull from the ground. Now, you obviously need to have an adequate amount of weight for that to happen. So it depends on what you deadlift. A lot of people, if you're lifting, lower in the scale, you're not going to find that bend anyway. Now, I think it's Thor Bjornson's going to go for a 505 kilo deadlift. I would imagine if he pulls that, you will see that bar bend significantly before the weight starts to leave the ground. I'm actually looking forward to seeing that. Anyway, Staying with the 25, that's 20. That's a 20 bar. 25 kilo bar here. We're into our specialty bars now. These are our kind of specialty bars, more so here. This is a safety squat bar. This is extremely useful if you have any shoulder issues or mobility issues getting your hands out on the side of the barbell like you would normally in a squat, because you can then grab the handles instead with this bar. I call this the Rolls Royce because it's so goddamn comfortable to squat with. Also very useful if you want to get a really comfortable front squat, because you can just rest it on your shoulders rather than the bar digging into your shoulders. Very useful for good mornings and things like that. Very cool bar. One thing I would say about this bar, please use safeties when you're using it, because you can't dump it off. You shouldn't be dumping the barbells off anyway in the gym. You should be using safeties, but particularly that one, just be very careful with it. Next up, we have the new addition to the gym. This is the trap bar, but it's an open trap bar, which means we can do lunges, we can do rows. I was doing that today, it was really nice. You can flip it up, so you can pull from a higher point or a lower point. There's two different handles that you can grab it with. The advantage of a trap bar is that you're pulling more in the center of the mass, and you're pulling from the side. It's a stronger pulling position. Some would say it's a safer pulling position, but I am not opening that for debate. Both are safe, but anyway, we'll just move on. Next up, we have another specialty bar. This is an axle bar. Very, very thick bar. It ain't bending at all, trust me. Another unique feature about this barbell is there's no rolling collar. It is a straight through, and it is brutal. Very fun to play with, like for deadlifts, just in terms of grip. Very much used within the strongman world. Cool piece of kit. Give it a try. This seems to just stay here. This is actually my old coach's bar, and I'm very grateful for it here at the gym. It's a multi-grip bar, so if you have any shoulder issues, you can play around with this bar. It lends itself quite well to people with shoulder injuries, not having to grip like this and being able to move into more of a natural grip or neutral grip. Takes a lot of pressure off shoulders, and you can play around with different widths on that as well. Great bar for rows and presses. Again, if you have any nippy shoulders, highly recommend playing with that. That's a 20 kilo bar as well. Specialty bar again, another one of Mark's bars. This is a 5 kilo bar. Just useful for drilling movements if you don't want to use heavy weight. Now, these bars can all be used for rack pulls and general beater bars. So up we have a Strength Shop 15 kilo bar. We have another Strength Shop 20 kilo bar. We have two general kind of, I don't even know what they are. They're Blitz Fitness bars, two 20 kilo bars. And at the very end, we have, that's actually a really good power bar. A really good power bar. It's a Strength Shop. It's an old one. I don't think they make them anymore. But yeah, really, really good barbell. All of these you can use for rack pulls and stuff. That's the barbells, guys. Little quick run through. It's time to go eat my roast dinner.